So, the name of this book is Gator Gumbo by Candace Fleming. Pictures by Sally Ann Lambert. Now if I can get Rizzo over here to join me. We'll sit down and read it. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Okay. Gator Gumbo. Let me tell you about Monsieur Gator. Monsieur Gator, he lives down in the bayou. Oh, yes, he do. He lives on the edge of the swamp, He has big claws, big teeth, and a big appetite for sure. But Monsieur Gator, he has a big problem, too. You see, Monsieur Gator, he is getting old. He is growing gray. He is moving so slow. Whew, I tell you, the gator moves slower than sawgrass grows. He moves slower than a snail with sore feet. He moves so slow, he cannot catch himself a taste of possum, or a bite of otter, or a whiff of striped-tailed skunk. And oh, them critters, they sure know about it. They sass Monsieur Gator. They tease Monsieur Gator. And pester Monsieur Gator something fierce. They smarty pants chant, try as hard as you can. You can't catch us. Can't catch us 'cause you're an old man. Poor Monsieur Gator. At every meal, he wipes away his tears and moans, Sacre Dieu! Vegetables again! Poor Mr. Gator. One morning, as Monsieur Gator eats his thin breakfast of leaves, moss, and roots, Mamselle Possum comes tail-hanging from her tree. Yoo-hoo! Monsieur Gator, she calls as she swings back and forth just out of reach. Am I looking tasty? Am I looking good? Monsieur Gator, he clamps tight his jaws and does not say a word. So Monsieur Otter comes first shaking from the water to join in the fun. Oh, I'm so scared, he mocks. Please don't eat me. And he sticks his paws in his ears and his tongue out his mouth and he goes, yeah. That's the otter making fun. Monsieur Gator, he grinds hard his teeth and still does not say a word. So Madame Skunk comes sashaying from her log. She wiggles her striped fanny, puffs her perfume, and asks in a sugarcane voice, Do I smell like lunch? Then all three fall on their backs, kick up their feet, hold on their bellies, and laugh till they cry. He 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 he. And Monsieur Gator, he gets hot. Red hot. Hotter than gumbo. I'm gonna cook up some gumbo, just like my man used to make, he cries. So Monsieur Gator, he builds up a fire. He sets a big pot over the flames. He calls out to them happy, laughing critters. Who's gonna fill this pot with water so I can cook up some gumbo? I ain't, snickers Mamselle Possum. I ain't, snickers Monsieur Otter. I ain't, snickers Madame Skunk. Then I'll be doing it myself, says Monsieur Gator. Splash, pour, and slop, that water goes into the pot. Pretty soon, the water is bubbling hot and steam is rising high. Ooh, but them critters ain't never seen anything like it. They stop their guffawing. They take a step toward the pot. Says Monsieur Gator, almost like my man used to make. All this gumbo needs now is some claw-pinching fish. Who's gonna catch the crawdads? I ain't, smirks Mamselle Possum. I ain't, smirks Monsieur Otter. I ain't, smirks Madame Skunk. Then I'll be doing it myself, says Monsieur Gator. Hook, peel, drop. Them crawdads go into the pot. Well, it doesn't take long for that sweet smell of crawdads to up and tweak them critters' snouts. They step closer to the pot. Says Monsieur Gator, almost like my man used to make. All this gumbo needs now is some health-building greens. Who's gonna pick the okra? I ain't, snorts Mamselle Possum. I ain't, snorts Monsieur Otter. I ain't, snorts Madame Skunk. Then I'll be doing it myself, says Monsieur Gator. Pluck, slice, pop. That okra goes into the pot. The next thing you know, the smell of that tangy okra and sweet crawdads makes them critters' lips a-smacking. They step a bit closer to the pot. Said Monsieur Gator. Almost like my man used to make. All this gumbo needs now is some tongue-flaming flavoring. Who's gonna grind the spices? I ain't, sniffs Mamselle Possum. I ain't, sniffs Monsieur Otter. I ain't, sniffs Madame Skunk. Then I'll be doing it myself, says Monsieur Gator. Mince, dice, chop, them spices go into the pot. Mr. Gator stirring the pot. And you guessed it, the smell of sharp spices, tangy okra, and sweet crawdads gets them critters' bellies grumbling. They step even closer to the pot. Said Monsieur Gator. Almost like my man used to make. All this gumbo needs now is some long-grain fluff. Who's gonna add the rice? I ain't, snaps Mamselle Possum. I ain't, snaps Monsieur Otter. I ain't, snaps Madame Skunk. Then I'll be doing it myself, says Monsieur Gator. And pour, scrape, glop, the rice goes into that pot. Well, I tell you, there ain't nothing like the smell of white rice, sharp spices, tangy okra, and sweet crawdads. The savorous aroma of it all drives them critters so wild they rush right up to the edge of that pot. Says Monsieur Gator, almost like my man used to make. All this gumbo needs now is some hungry folks. Who's gonna help me eat it? Oh, me, cried Mamselle Possum. Me, cries Monsieur Otter. Me, cries Madame Skunk. See, now they're hungry. Well, says Monsieur Gator, I filled the pot, I cut the crawdads, I picked the okra, and ground up all the spices. Heck, I even added the rice. So now, I'm going to eat this gumbo all by myself. So he ties his napkin around his neck and gets ready to eat. And he pulls out a big spoon, and he dips it deep into that gumbo. Just one taste, begs Mamselle Possum. One taste, please, begs Monsieur Otter. One taste, asks. One taste and we won't tease you anymore, says Madame Skunk. One taste, says Monsieur Gator. Is that all? Yes, cry them critters. Well, I suppose, says Monsieur Gator. And then what do you think happened? Slurp, slip, plop, them animals go into the pot. And Monsieur Gator, he sniffs that delicious smelling stuff. He says, now this is gumbo just like my man used to make. And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it.